You better cut that out. You better cut that out. Ashley, I've been trying to be nice this whole time, and I care a lot. I know I seem really chill, but I care a lot about what people think about me. And if anybody hears me stumble over the word question, you'll be hearing from my lawyers. That's all I'm saying. So just make a note of the time, cut it out, and we never have to talk about this again.
I'm going to cut it out, but I'm going to include that whole ramble right at the beginning of the episode with no context.
Perfect.
Vision Quest. Hi there, welcome to another episode of Vision Quest. My name's Ashley Apap. If you don't know, I'm a writer and comedian from Melbourne, Australia, and this is a podcast where I talk to people about things that they like, and pretty much all the guests are people that I just love and my friends. But a lot of my friends, luckily for me, are like creative geniuses and cool people. So I'm really excited today to have truly one of the most unique, exciting people on the planet here with me. My beautiful friend Molly Adolf is here. Oh, she's doing the finger together thing.
Shy fingers. Hello?
Hi.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Oh, there's a baby. There's a baby in her. Somehow a baby came out.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to have you. I'm so excited. So the last time that we saw each other, literally when was that? Was that when we were both in LA? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been me visiting you when you were in the famous Oakwood Apartments.
Ava Toluca Hills.
Yes.
That was something.
That was a time. So can you let anyone out there listening and watching know, who are you?
Yeah. I'm Molly. I'm 23 years old. I'm a Virgo,
Ooh.
Capricorn rising. Aries sun, some spicy, Scorpio Venus, not to brag. And I met Ashley doing improv comedy in Chicago.
Yes.
And I have my own podcast with a couple other friends who Ash knows from that summer. It's called Journal Me Fine. We talk about mental health, and we do improv comedy. And I'm also a yoga teacher and spiritual person. I make healing crystal necklaces and things like that.
Yes.
So that's me.
They're beautiful. What was I going to say? I am a Capricorn, like the one that's the one
sun sign.
That one. I know what they all are, but I don't know the names. So that's why we click, baby. Yeah. So we met 6 years ago now, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Wow, time. Oh, this is the first episode I'm recording in 2021, so this is very exciting for me.
Happy 2021.
Happy 2021 to us all.
Still burning.
Yeah, definitely.
But it wasn't gonna just like change overnight. So
no, that's very unrealistic. So right now you're in New York. So basically, like Molly said, we met doing like this summer. Intensive improv course, and it was so much fun, and it was like we just became such fast friends. And our beautiful friend Christian, who was on another episode, we also met doing that course. And I feel like the three of us, especially you, Christian, and I, just like formed this beautiful bond, and it was
alliance.
Yeah,
the Illuminati.
A triangle. There were three
beautiful.
of us.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It was good.
So
crew.
So then I moved to LA, and then when I was there, you went to school there for a semester. So that was very exciting. I got to meet your dog the day you got her.
The day I arrested, she was an impulse buy.
She was.
And Ash and I had plans that day, and I was like, wait, hold up. I just got a dog from the pound, and she needs to be scrubbed and get some ticks removed. So Ash met us at the groomer And she saw my bushy-tailed Selene weenie.
She's so beautiful. If you're watching this on YouTube,
She's an angel girly.
I'll put a picture of her here so you can see her.
She's angelic.
She is. She's very special. And now, obviously, the pandemic has not ended, as much as lots of people making TikToks really seem to think that everything would just be better this year. You are now in New York, where you grew up, and just hanging out and doing your best and making your jewelry, which is so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to make some money because job market is at a plateau.
Yes. There are none.
Selene has re-entered the premises.
Oh my God. Are we going to get a special guest appearance? Oh my God. Look at her. She's so
She doesn't make noise.
gentle and like, she's just like.
She's a gentle giant.
Truly. She's huge and beautiful. Okay, so shall we get straight into these questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Her little nose. She's so cute. Okay, so the first question is, what did you want to be when you grew up, and why do you think that is?
So I wanted to be an architect / interior designer, and the reason is because I didn't know what an architect did. I thought we just would be picking colors and pretty homes. But once I got to the ripe old age of 10, my dad told me there was math involved. And so we sort of smashed that dream and went back to the drawing board. But I enjoy colors and designing things, so I think that's what drew me to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I play a lot of Sims and have for now now 21 years. Literally, I think I got it the year it came out, so I would have been 5, which is like too young. Especially like when you figure out that you can make them have babies and stuff. 5-year-olds shouldn't have that power.
Yeah.
And killing people.
I didn't get to play with Sims. Yeah, they could like have sex and stuff. I was on my Webkins grind. I had no idea this was going on.
Yeah, you were more wholesome.
It was baby.
But because I was, you're also substantially younger than me. You're like 12, so.
Am I substantially younger than you?
No, you're like 3 years, right? I'm turning 26.
Yeah, but I always felt like you were so much older than me.
Whereas I always felt like everyone else was so much older and I was your age. Like when we met, you were 18, 17?
Yeah, and and you were 21. So to me, it was like, Ashley's this cool older girl. But now, like, we're similar ages.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I was hanging out with you and your college friends, I was like, this is the age I'm supposed to. This is like my maturity is this age.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, when you came back to my apartment after and met all my friends.
It was so sweet.
That was the best.
But yeah, so The Sims. My dad was like, you're going to be an architect because you build all these houses on this thing. Like, you should be an architect because he's an engineer. And I was like, cool. Does it just mean that the exact same thing? Is it just like making a house look cool?
Easy.
And he was like, no, you got to like do lots of math. And I was like,
numbers.
It's a no from me. As Randy Jackson once said, it's a no from me, dog.
For me, dog.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
All right. So the second question is, what's your favorite thing about yourself?
I'm silly, and that's fun to me to have.
Yeah.
Because I get to sort of enjoy my life. Like, I walk around thinking thoughts that make me snicker and giggle and chuckle. And I think that's my favorite part about me.
Yes, you are. I would say you are one of the silliest people I've ever met, and I love it.
I'm a big, dumb baby silly.
Silly McGee #1.
That's me.
You should get t-shirts made. You should, okay, new merch idea along with your jewelry is t-shirts that say, I'm a big, dumb, silly baby.
I'm a big, dumb, silly baby.
But not dumb because you're smart.
But dumb, D-U-M.
Yeah.
So it's more lighthearted.
Yeah.
There's no B.
No one is, she's not a B, and there is no B.
Exactly.
But you are a B in terms of like you're a bad B, you're a bad bitch.
Yeah, I like the word bitch. A lot of people they don't like it. I love bitch.
I love it. My friend Georgia specifically, shout out if she's consuming this.
Consuming this content.
If she's ingesting this, absorbing it, she photosynthesizing it, if you will. She always now says bitch at the end of sentences and then says, as you would say. Because I'll be like, what are you doing today, bitch? And I'll just like use it to emphasize things. And I love it.
It's fun. It's just like a nice little addition.
Yeah. I think it's different if you're calling someone like, hey, you stupid bitch.
I don't say it as a hateful against women.
No. I mean, I'll say it as a
just a
hateful
fun one.
thing against men, but that's if they're acting
That's
like
different.
a little bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then the third question is, what's your favorite feeling? So it can be physical or emotional, or both. You can pick one of each if you want.
Oh, well, physical touch is my love language. So I love to be touched. I mean, not by everybody. let's draw it back.
That is not like an
When I want to
open
be
call.
touched, yeah, that's not like an invitation. But when done right, I'm a big fan. An emotional feeling, warmth.
Ooh. So when you can
Expand.
elaborate.
I'll
Yes,
expand.
yes.
Okay. So I have a cat. Her name is Layla. And I don't think this is unique to her, but shout out Layla. She likes to lay it like a little croissant. And once she's been like that for a few hours, if I go over and wake her up, she goes and stretches out her paws really big and lets me rub her tummy. And her tummy is warm, just like a warm cat belly. And to me, that's the best emotion. And I feel that in my soul sometimes. Like it's usually after a big bowl with some keef on top. But just like I'm a warm cat belly, I'm comfy, I'm cozy, I'm content, I'm excited, but I'm also not doing anything right now.
You're like
That's the feeling.
feeling like safe and comfy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I want that feeling. I want that feeling right now.
Warm belly.
A warm belly. My dog. I get the same thing when I spoon my dog Marshall, and I just rub his belly, and he has this thing where like he's pretty much a cat in a lot of ways. Like if he wants my attention, he'll like do this to me, and he's very needy. I guess that's not like a cat, but
No, some cats do that.
yeah. He needs me if I'm patting him. He needs to be able to see or feel my hand at all times. So if I'm patting him with this hand and it's like behind his vision and he sees me doing something with this hand, he's like, no. You need to be using both hands
I need to see.
on me at some, so it's very hard to accomplish anything. And like if he's having a hard day, he has epilepsy, which is very sad. So sometimes he'll have little seizures, and when he has seizures, like the best thing to do is like just help him calm down. So I'll like bring him in my room. We'll just like put him on my bed, and we'll just cuddle. And he loves
touch him when he's having a seizure.
I've only seen him have one, and I brought him inside, and he like kind of went into shock. He didn't have like a foaming at the mouth or anything like that. He just kind of like you could see he was like blacking out. And
yeah, I know with people you're not supposed to touch them while they're experiencing the seizure. That's all I'm asking.
I was more kind of just making sure he was on his side, because I know if you're like on your back,
choke.
yeah. So I was just kind of like making sure he was propped on his side, and then just kind of waiting for him to seem back to himself. And then he was like fine, but he was still like a bit out of it. So he was like trying to get up and then stumbling. But I was just like, it's okay. And they got him water and he's okay. But when he was kind of back to normal, like you're still just meant to let them calm down and not like excite them. So after that, I like bring him in my room and then just having little pats and stuff. But if he's lying down and I'm like lying with him, if I take my hand away, he'll be like, he'll wake up and like be like, no.
Oh, I want it back.
Yeah, it's very cute. And I have to like...
That's what I would be like as a pet.
Yeah, me too. I have to like wait for him to be completely asleep and like over a 5-minute interval remove my hand from under his head. It's very cute. the next question is, what's your happy place? So it can be like an actual physical place, or it can be like something that you do that like makes you feel like your best self or whatever it is.
This is so annoying of me to say, but I feel like thinking about it that way, it's my yoga mat. It can be very challenging for me mentally to like motivate myself to get onto my mat, but there's like my body knows I feel this like energetic sensation when my feet touch a yoga mat. It clicks where like all the dread that I was experiencing mentally leading up to unrolling the mat, it goes like, oh yeah, this is why, like this is a safe space. So I think that's definitely where I do best, but I know that and I don't utilize it enough.
I know exactly what you mean. That's not a weird thing to say at all. I feel like...
Not weird, just like, ugh.
But it shouldn't be. Like, I was talking to someone about this the other day where, like, 20 years ago, I think there was, like, a wave of hate against, like, I think it was Jennifer Aniston or something for saying that she did yoga. And it's like, why did that start to be a thing where people were like, this is...
Yeah.
Like, it's...
I think there's, like, the westernization of it, and, like, there's a lot of, like, white women doing yoga, like, that sort of thing. I try to... Obviously, for the listeners, I'm also a white woman doing yoga. But I try... And I'm very interested in, like, the history of it, and I study a lot of Buddhist texts, and I like to read a lot, learn about yogic philosophy. And so all of that takes part of my practice. It's a very spiritual experience for me.
That's beautiful. And, like, even if you take away, like, I agree that maybe it's definitely not good to just be like, I'm going to take this thing from another culture and I'm going to...
Core yoga class. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, like, people that just assume that that's why people do it as well and that's a trendy thing, it's like, no, it's also just, like, very, like, people have issues that maybe only yoga can help or it helps their mental health. Like, there's so many things that it's good for.
Yeah, it's incredible for my mental health. I wouldn't be where I am.
Thanks, yoga. Shout out to you. If yoga's watching...
Shout out Yogi Bhajan. BKS Iyengar, thank you for your service.
Same. I mean, truly, same. Thank you, because I like yoga.
Took the words out of your mouth.
Hashtag me 3. If anyone... oh my God.
Comes at you.
If anyone comes at me for making that joke... I feel like I'm in another episode I've been like, this is okay for me to make this joke. Because as, you know, I'm a woman and I have been Me Too'd in some way. I'm really glad it wasn't a huge way. But I feel like every woman deserves to be able to make that joke.
Yeah, just not dudes.
And that's my hot take. All right. Oh, the next question is, what's your favorite song to cry to?
It's gotta be Pardon My Heart by Neil Young.
Ooh.
That'll do it.
What's like a lyric from the song? I just like keep banging my desk, sorry.
Pardon my heart if I show that I care. And that was Celine. She's on board. 'Cause I love you more than moments we have or have not shared. Sobbing.
You said that and Celine was like, that's how I feel about you, Mom.
Yeah, Celine went, oh. Celine, you gotta get quiet, baby.
I feel really bad for anyone listening because you're missing primo dog content. Okay, the next question is, who is someone you admire?
And I'm assuming there's doesn't matter, famous or not famous.
It can be Celine. It can be Celine Dion.
No. And for everybody listening, that's not why she's named Celine, just so we know. My cousin Jesse. He's 60-something years old, I think. He lives in rural Vermont with my other cousin, BB, who I equally admire. They're married. So they live in rural Vermont. Jesse went to Woodstock. He followed the Grateful Dead. They are just the most fun, smart, compassionate Vermont hippies. They let me come into myself. I think when I was growing up, I was very afraid to say things, and so I often got like talked over and didn't really like know who I was. But Jesse and BB always made space for me to speak, and they were always interested in what I had to say, and that was really empowering. So I hold them close to me.
That's so sweet. Ah! Oh my God. I get that. I was like the youngest in all my cousins, and my oldest cousin was the one I was closest to because the exact same thing.
Yeah, this is my mom's first cousin, so that explains the age difference.
Yeah.
So he's not my mom's sister's child, because that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would.
So we're second cousins, but it feels like first.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, family. Also, if you consuming, what else did I say? Consuming, digesting,
ingesting,
yeah, and
absorbing, intravening.
Ooh,
That's like intravenous, but
IVF-ing.
Yes.
If you were having this injected into your eggs, you would probably get by now that Molly's a big old hippie and it's the best.
Hee hee.
As a wise man once said, hee hee hee. The next question is, what's some weird kid shit you used to do? So,
this is really weird. And this is like, I'm just going to share it.
I'm ready.
And then we can psychoanalyze it.
Okay.
I had this friend in nursery school, and she used to come over. She was my best friend in nursery school. And I forgot what we called it, but it was like butt something. We're basically, and it's also like the symbolism, we laid it on so thick. So one of us would stay in the closet. Let's just let that sink in. Crack the door open, look through the crack, and then the other one would be in the room and like flash her butt. And they would be like, oh my God, that was crazy. And then we would switch.
Okay. What?
And that's why they call it in the closet, by the way.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. And I am a member of the queer community, for anybody wondering.
Yes. So do you think, imagine if someone listened to this and was like, that's what butt stuff is.
I don't think I was even attracted to this friend necessarily, but I've always been a hippie at heart. I guess my nudist instincts were like, this girl's like down for butts. Let's do it.
Gotta see that crack, baby.
Yeah. I remember one time my dad was like, are you excited for this person to come over? And I was like, yeah, we always play this fun game. And I told him about it. And he was like, maybe don't play that game. And I was like, what? And that's when I realized it was weird.
That's so funny. I feel like every kid has a version of that where it's like somehow linked to like their sexuality or something. I had a friend that like we would pretend we were married and we would just like be like, okay, we're married now, so now we're gonna like lay in the bed and make noises.
Did you know what sex was when you were little?
No, I don't think I knew until.
I didn't know.
Actually, yes, I have a very funny story. Not to toot my own horn, but it is a good story. When I was in year 2/2nd grade for mixing up how we say the things in different countries.
Year 2.
Oh,
I want to do part of this. I want to like show you my Australian accent.
Oh. Okay. Remember.
I want to get real feedback.
Okay. My friends and I found this book in the school library that was called Where Did I Come From? which if you haven't heard of this book
Read.
before or read it, it's like a cartoon book. So this was like 2002, so just contextualize that. It's like these cartoons.
9/11 has happened.
Just happened. We're trying to find.
Probably not as prevalent to you on the other side of the world.
It definitely was, but in terms of this story, unattached.
Not
Yeah.
unrelated. Well, I'm trying to contextualize.
Yes. We need to give the people like a full story of a big picture. So big it spans major events of the world from
Continents.
365 days prior. So we found this book. It's like these cartoons, and they look like real-ish people. Like they're cartoons, but they're not extremely like thin or whitewashed. I think they are white probably, but like they show,
That's a different problem.
yeah, but
They show pubes and stuff.
Yes,
They're not meant to be,
exactly.
like fun animation.
they talk about periods, they talk about pubes, they talk about like changes in like puberty and how babies are made, and
Wait, so you know how?
so at this point I find out how, right? And then
So you know how right now?
I know, guys, I know how babies are made, and I'm not going to tell any of you.
Are you serious?
It's a secret. You have to read this book.
Even like dying to know.
Imagine if I was the writer of Where Did I Come From, and this is all a ploy for me to be
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
buy my
Don't
book.
spoil it.
In The Sims 1, they just kiss, and that's how a baby comes out. And then The Sims 2, they do woohoo.
They go under the covers.
Yeah.
And that's actually the biological word for it.
Yes, exactly.
In the Torah, it says woohoo. And that's where biology comes from, by the way.
Exactly.
Any questions?
Any notes? Any feedback?
Confused?
So we found this book, and we were like, okay, you know what? We've got some important information, and we need to share this with everyone. And in our school, the sex ed classes didn't start till 4th grade, so 2 more years. And we were like, we're ahead of the curve. We're going to teach everyone. And we had this system where basically we wrote down everyone in our whole year level's names.
Oh, no.
And we were like, we're going to tell everyone about this, but we're not
One
going
by
to
one.
reveal the secrets. We basically brought everyone in. Every recess, we'd bring in 2 people. Every lunchtime, 2 people. And we would charge them 20 cents each. And we would educate them. And then we would go buy like icy poles /
Condoms.
popsicles. No,
better.
treats with our earnings. And we were like, and the teachers never found out.
That's crazy. That's hustling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine if there was a way to make that money amidst this pandemic. I would be.
20 cents a pop? Be pretty sick.
And that's how much a single icy pole then cost. If you're an Australian school kid, it was Zupa Dupas. So I'll put a picture of a Zupa Duper here for our international guests,
Please.
so you can see. But that's my story with that. So kids do weird things, man.
Weird stuff. Weird stuff.
The closet element of your story is just so good, though.
It's just thickly laid on, right? And I didn't, obviously at the time, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't even know about sexuality, really, other than like innately.
You just knew you didn't discriminate when it came to butts.
Yeah. Or friends, for that matter.
Yeah. And that's...
Not a thing has changed.
No, you're still very inclusive. Smile, nod, flip hair.
Smile and nod. Very inclusive in the bedroom.
Ooh,
Top of the resume.
top of it. Imagine if that was on the top of your resume.
Honestly, not a lot of people can say that. That would give me a leg up for a lot of white men.
That's true. Yeah. Once again,
Very selective.
we're slamming you white men.
Why not?
You know what? As Hilary Duff once said, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Okay, and now we have the last question before we get into your topic, which is,
Ooh.
do you think aliens are real?
100%.
Yes.
Yes, I do. First off, I think we are aliens to someone too. Yeah. take that, rewind it back, give us a dab, and now let it process again.
Holy.
Yeah. I mean, think about the word alien. It's like a being from another place.
Mm-hmm.
So if we believe that aliens are on Mars, then we're aliens to whoever's on Mars.
That's very true.
But I definitely believe that there's stuff out there we don't know about. We're not that smart.
No. We are pretty fucking dumb.
Speaking of really dumb, and I hope nobody hears me say this, I caught wind of a little bit of a conspiracy theory about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I met a spiritual healer in Indonesia, in Bali. He was a great man. He taught me a lot. And one of the things we discussed was the possibility of the moon landing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what everybody says when I start the sentence. And I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just like, the conspiracy is pretty believable.
I want to hear
a lot
it.
of good evidence. All right, so first of all, if you look at any of the pictures, they're very poorly photoshopped, okay? The video is all wrong. There's a lot of like green screen stuff going on. They wouldn't let the press check it out. America wants to be the best, so like we just were like, you know what, f- it, let's just like say that we did it to beat Russia. We were doing really badly in the space race until all of a sudden we weren't. So that's just something to think about. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And like, also, I'll say one more thing. If we went and we made it, why haven't we gone more frequently?
Ooh.
Is all.
Sadly, I don't have the answers.
And neither do I. I just think it's something worth pondering.
If you do have the answers, feel free to, if you're watching this on YouTube, write them. Tell us. If not,
Yeah.
message me on Instagram. I want to also
I'm just open to all
hear.
the possibilities.
Yeah, anything could happen. I also want to hear everyone else's crazy conspiracy theories. I love hearing conspiracy theories. I think it's.
Me too.
I don't
I'll hit
ever
you with
really.
another one.
I don't ever really believe them, but I also just love the idea.
Until you do.
Till you do.
Okay, well, here's one that I kind of believe.
Okay.
Do you know, like, this is all, like, American pop culture also. I might just be very, like, ethnocentric right now and revealing myself as that.
That's all right.
But the O.J. Kardashian family relationships, are you aware?
Yes, I know that.
There was a lot of friendship of the parents and whatnot.
Wasn't OJ
And then
like
later
their
on-
godfather or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But later on, there was a lot of heat, and Kris Jenner started to hate OJ. One, because she was best friends with Nicole. But adding to the conspiracy is that Kris Jenner and OJ had an affair, and that's Khloe. And if you like all the seasons of the Kardashians, there are so many times where Khloe is like talking about the way that she looks, and she's like, I always feel, there's one episode she's like, I'm just not related to you guys. I think I come from somewhere else. I'm like all this stuff, and that's all I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave it there. I think people should watch The People vs. O.J. Simpson on Netflix and let me know what they think, because I think it's possible that O.J. is Khloe's daddy, zaddy,
Her zaddy.
as it were.
Yes. Oh my, yeah. I've definitely seen a lot of the, like, I think I even watched like a compilation video or something of people being like, these are all the times where they reference how she doesn't look like them.
Yeah. So it's just something to think about.
Interesting.
Just love the tea.
I, for like a week, believed the like Wayfair conspiracy theory thing.
What Wayfair conspiracy theory?
There was a conspiracy.
Lay it on me.
There was a conspiracy theory in like.
This is my new topic, by the way. It's conspiracy theories.
It's not.
This is it. Oh,
But
okay.
it is, if you want it to
Could
be.
be.
It could be. But I also want to hear about all the other stuff.
Okay.
So, up to you. It's up to you.
Let's hear the Wayfair.
Yeah. there
and then
was
we'll get into
this girl on Instagram called like Susie something. Susie I can't remember. And she was posting this thing being like, hey, does anyone notice? I think this was in maybe like June. Bless you. Bless you. What a cute sneeze. I think it was in like mid to 2020. So peak, like everyone in their houses on the internet. And she was like, has anyone else noticed that there's all these like pieces of furniture on Wayfair, which if you don't know is like an online retailer, where they had the names of children as the like
yes,
as the
and
names
they were
of the
trafficking.
things. And there was this whole
yeah.
this whole theory that a lot of the names
Jeffrey Epstein.
of the products were the same names of these kids that had gone missing, and so people were like, this is all
So
linked
messed
to
up.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
They're trafficking children in these containers or something. And I full on believed it for like a week, and then it suddenly dipped into people saying that like celebrities were killing babies to get this weird it like took a sharp turn. I was like, oh no, this isn't real.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Crazy.
There's so many avenues it goes into. I gotta say, a good Jeffrey Epstein tale.
You want to believe it because
That's
he's
all
so
I'm saying.
bad.
I want to believe, exactly, yeah. I want to believe all the conspiracies about him.
Yeah, I mean, what's the date today there? The 11th. So
111. Just saying.
that's 8 off.
That's an angel number.
Oh,
111.
I was going to say 8 off 9/11.
Always on the mind. Never forget.
Never. We can't. No, I was going to say the piece of shit that's ruined the world. Also, definitely linked to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, for sure, these. You're referring to DJT, aren't you?
Yeah. What a name.
What a gross.
What a cuck.
Gross man. Yeah.
I bet he is a cuck. Nothing against cucks, but I bet he is a cuck.
He's just god awful.
Yeah. Let's not talk about him.
Let's not
anymore.
even give him the time. Yeah. Goodbye. We get that energy out of here. We are not bringing that into 2021 with us, ladies.
And you know what? Speaking of energy, Molly, it's time to take the floor. It's time to discuss
yes.
your topic.
Oh my God. So my topic is just an expansion on what I referenced earlier, which is my yoga and crystal practices, spirituality. I'm shimmying if you can't hear it in my voice.
Woo!
So that's the topic. It's like holistic healing, maybe a little bit of mental health magic sprinkled in there.
Beautiful.
Let's go. That's it.
Let's go. Okay. What would you say to the closed-minded people out there who are like, duh, people with their crystals? What would you say to them?
One, religion is equally as hokey pokey. And two, if nothing else, it serves as a reminder of intentions. If you have a crystal and you say to yourself, this is supposed to bring love into my life, allow me to be more forgiving, more giving with my love towards myself, towards other people, empathetic, all of those things. Nothing a little subliminal messaging couldn't handle, you know what I mean? Like, just planting seeds like that, you think about it every time you see the rose quartz. You're like, oh, that's what that symbolizes. So even if you don't believe energetically in that stuff or vibrationally in the healing of crystals, an intention, manifestation, speaking things into existence and like concretely stating what it is you want, what your goals are, all of that has been proven to be effective in making things happen. So the crystal could just be a visualization of that.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned through like really learning about all of this stuff in terms of like crystals and yoga and spirituality, and what's something that you think is like the most fundamental thing that's changed you?
Well, I think a fundamental part of my personality until relatively recently was just like needing things to be very precise and black and white. And I like still struggle with that impulse and try to, but like at least more recently I try to move away from it. Whereas growing up, I think I leaned into it because I just thought like, oh, this is what's right. So you do something, you do it to completion, you know everything, and it's perfect and it's done. And since I started studying yoga and crystals, it's like the more I know, the more I realize that there's more to know and I'm never going to know any of it. And so I think accepting that has been not only helpful in allowing me to learn with less attachment, not thinking, oh, I should be up to this, I should have finished reading this book or whatever it is, and just sort of taking every little bit that I can as I go, but then also applying that mentality to my life in general, to just like starting projects and not finishing them right away. I know some people have the opposite issue that they start things and don't finish them. For me, I need to make myself stop even when it's not finished so that I can go to sleep and like I can start with a fresh head the next day.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I think accepting the messiness and fluidity, which is sort of a theme that permeates through a lot of different aspects of, I think, the human condition in general, not just Molly World.
Which is a theme park that you're opening.
It is
2022.
There's candy everywhere.
Oh, truly. One of my favorite memories was we all, I think, went to see like Ghostbusters.
Candy, it's sugar.
Or something in Chicago, and we went to it's sugar, yeah. And we got so many lollies. It was so yum.
I'm a big candy girl.
Yeah. Do you have any cavities?
I do. And I'd thank you not to bring it up again, actually.
I had no cavities, and then all of a sudden I had 7 cavities. So
Yikes.
I'm with you. I mean,
Yeah.
mine's because of my arthritis makes me like everything just like decays quickly.
Oh,
Ow!
Ooh.
I banged my hand.
You're falling apart at the seams.
My finger falls off.
As we speak.
But fun tip for everyone: you should floss, and that won't happen. That's it. I just wasn't flossing.
I floss, but I didn't floss growing up.
Same.
And I've taken in a whole lot of sugar in my life.
That's why you've got so much energy.
But hey, no regrets. Exactly.
Do you think
That's
sugar
me.
like lives in us for way longer than?
After,
Yeah.
I think people would say that in terms of like processed stuff, that it like lives in you and whatever. I'm not talking about it like that, but I do think that I am at least spiritually 90% rainbow sprinkles, and I think that feeds into my personality and who I am.
Yeah.
So yes, but not in like a toxic to my body's health way.
No.
More in like an energetic sort of vibe way.
I would describe you to someone who's never met you as like somehow like a 12-year-old with like the understanding of the world of like a 90-year-old and the energy of like a 3-year-old.
A cartoon baby.
Yeah. But like
I
wisdom.
get described like that often.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a nice place for me to be. I like that for me.
Yeah, me too. Now, what do you think of, because you said before you explained your star signs and everything, what is your opinion and just like any information you have on astrology and like everything that's happening at the moment, like with, I feel like it's having a resurgence.
Oh, yes. Oh, astrology is having a resurgence? That's something I can't speak to as knowledgeably. It's possible. But I know that we did just enter into the age of Aquarius. So we've been in a different, and I am not educated enough to talk about all this. I'm trying to think of what we were just in. But it was more, it's got to be whatever comes before Aquarius.
It's got to be a storm, right?
I think it was the age of Pisces.
Fish.
Pisces. I was right.
You're right? Okay, amazing.
Yes. I'm a zaddy of myself. All right, so it was Pisces. And I don't really fully understand why that wasn't good to have, because I love Pisces. I love a good water sign. But for whatever reason, the age of Aquarius is symbolic of a more feminine energy. And this lasts for a long ass time. So this will flavor our year ahead. And it's much less about like patriarchal ways of doing things and being sort of like argumentative and violent and angry, and much more intuitive and understanding, connecting, more fluid and flexible. And it's supposed to be more creative time, much less tangible and more metaphysical and spiritual and energetic shifts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds
stuff.
very good compared to
It is.
what
it's
it has
good.
been.
Yeah.
Should we read our daily horoscopes right now?
It depends what source do you use.
Okay, what source do you think I should use?
I like Astro Style, the Astro Twins.
Okay. All right. First, let's do your sign. Wait, what sign? You said before what you are. An Aries?
I'm a Virgo.
Virgo. Oh my God. I'm a bad friend. I'm sorry.
I'm Aries Aries moon.
That's
so you're
right.
not a bad friend. Wait, we can just go on CoStar.
Yeah, that's actually a better... Oh, yeah. Let's just both pull up our phones and do that.
Wait, I like the pattern better than CoStar.
Me
though.
too.
Let's go on the pattern. And then we can look at our bond.
Yes.
All right, I found you. Oh, we are very different people, baby.
Ooh.
But let's see what's up. Run the bond. Ready? I'm going to read it. They're generating our bond.
Okay. I would like to let everyone know as well. On Molly's profile, it says there's something very special and unique about your connection with Molly. Your futures are aligned.
We do have similar dreams.
We do.
Wait, powerful alignments. Our souls are moving in the same direction. Your life is aligned with Ashley's, and this connection is incredibly powerful in terms of future possibility and growth. It's as if you two share a similar path and we're meant to know each other. And I believe it.
Me too. Think about how many times that we've been like, all of a sudden accidentally.
That we crossed paths.
Yeah, when we were at
It's pretty
Disneyland the
insane.
same
I
day.
went to Yes. And also just the fact that we would be in Chicago in the same year, in the same class, coming from two totally different places. Not that I saw you in Australia, but I've thought of you the whole time when I was there. Like, I feel like our lives have,
Overlapped.
Ash, I love this for us.
Me too.
Apparently you take me seriously.
I do.
That's good. We have a strong pull.
I love
We
that.
bring new experiences. This is really cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
life.
that's fun.
It says life changing. It says strongest connection between us. It also says chill.
That we're both chill.
I'm not quite sure.
Did we get stoned together in LA?
Oh yeah.
We did?
Yeah. I think multiple times. The day that we got Celine, the time that I came and hung out at Disneyland, I think, right before we went on the ride.
Fishers that got high at Disney. It was lit.
It was amazing. I'm looking at the
Gosh.
strong...
I want to live on the same continent again.
We will one day. It's just time. And you know what? The pattern thinks we're going to end up in the same path at some point.
I think we are.
I think we will. I believe in us.
I
And
believe in us. Our long distance love.
it's me sending you kisses.
Am I identifying a crystal for you?
Yeah. Okay. So these are the 4 crystals that I have here. I had a lot more, and I packed them in my bag when I came back from LA and forgot that because they're like a natural resource, they would be taken away.
Oh, they took them away? Oh.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
here I know this is rose quartz.
Rose quartz, yeah.
And then I don't know what these 3 bad boys are, but they're beautiful. We've got this sparkly.
Fuchsite.
Ooh, okay. Then we have,
That looks like kyanite.
ooh, and then we have this light.
Blue calcite.
Okay, so what do they each?
Those are beautiful.
Thank you. What do they
Okay.
each do? I got to do the thing.
Yeah,
where they
look
do
at
this.
that. I'm sorry. I know my stuff. That's all. That's fuchsite, baby.
Ooh.
So let's see. Fuchsite healing properties. I know, like, based on the color, what some of them will be, but I can here. Emerald fuchsite assists in the clearing various levels of consciousness, brings emotional balance, tranquility, a deepened sense of compassion, understanding, and acceptance. It's green, so green crystals stimulate your heart chakra, so that makes sense because that's all love, forgiveness, acceptance, empathy, compassion, etc., etc. So that's your fuchsite, girly. Then kyanite. That's kyanite. That's one of my favorite stones. It's a very spiritual stone, which maybe sounds like both because they're all spiritual, but kyanite is supposed to clear all of your chakras and align all of them, which is unique to only a few crystals. And I think it either it cleanses itself. I think other crystals you have to charge.
Okay.
But because it's blue, light blue is for your throat chakra. So that's creativity because you're expressing things and you're creating things with your words. It also is the way that you communicate with other people, connect with other people, are heard, feel heard, understood, and and understand other people. But it also has some dark blue in there, so that's your third eye chakra, which is a place right between your brows, and that's your seat of intuition, inner knowledge. That's where your inner teacher rests. So a lot of times in yoga, when we bring our hands into prayer, we'll bring the thumbs to the third eye center to get in touch with your inner wisdom. And that's part of why kyanite is such a spiritual stone, because it's not just the physical body and like communicating and that sort of thing. It's this deep spiritual place, and that's what connects it to all of your chakras. So that's kyanite. And then the last one is blue calcite, and she's also a throat chakra girly. All your blue stones are going to be calming, allow you to sort of go with the flow like water. Yeah, exactly. Serenity.
I love it.
That's the tea, baby.
That's the tea. So once again, anyone who's like, the crystals, suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
Number one,
If you like that.
if you haven't tried it, suck a dick.
Just see if you like it.
See if you like it. If you don't, that's fine.
You don't have to. You don't have to like it.
But if you are behaving like that about crystals,
Try
you
it.
should try it. Be open-minded. And then my question is, which is why I'm prefacing it that way. So in terms of charging crystals, which you mentioned very briefly, what do you recommend people do? And like, is there specific things you're supposed to do for each crystal, or is it best to just like leave them out? Because I just like the fact that if I put mine on my windowsill, during the day they look beautiful, and at night they get a little bit of moonlight coming through. They're doing their thing. Is there anything?
That's all it is.
That's all you really have to
It's-
do.
Yeah, you have them. I keep my crystals, most of them, by the window also, so that they get charged by the sun and the moon. That's what does the charging. And then also, if you ever burn sage or incense or Palo Santo, you can do some like smudge circles around your crystals and clear any energy from them. That's also good if you get a new crystal, because you can clear it of whoever had it before you. But otherwise, like, just as if your crystal is in the back of a drawer and like shoved under things, that crystal needs to be charged. That crystal needs to be like drinking some moonlight. But I have crystals that I like on my bedside table as opposed to my windowsill, because I like them close to me. And I don't have a regular charging practice. I think they're doing me good, even though they're farther away from the window.
Yeah. beautiful. Wait, I'm gonna pop
But I
these
do,
back.
when I sell crystal necklaces, I charge them and cleanse them before I sell them to people. So that'll be like charged by the moon or the sun, depending on my intentions for the piece.
That's so sweet. That's so thoughtful.
Thanks.
As like a little closing remark on this topic, which
Yes.
has made me personally feel very like warm and comforted and like
Warm
a big
cat belly.
hug and a big belly rub. Like I'm a cat and you're rubbing my belly. What would you say to anyone out there who's like wants to learn more about this stuff, but they're unsure like where to start, and like something that can kind of comfort people maybe that like know that they need something like this, but they don't know like even what to look at, you know?
Yeah, I mean, okay, shameless plug, but like check out my website because I give all the definitions or like explanations of what the healing properties are for all the different crystals. And I use but sometimes we'll use like Sanskrit words, and so there's a lot of explanation of maybe some like yogic beliefs and philosophies, some Buddhist philosophies in there, and then all of, like the chakra system and all of that. So that's sort of a curated resource. That's like all of my knowledge that I've gathered from lots of different places put together. But the way I got into crystals was really just like being attracted to them by color and feel, and eventually being like, oh, I like this crystal, and now I know what it's called. I used to have I have a friend who knew all of these crystals, and I would always be so shocked, like, how do you know what that is when someone just like shows them a stone? And I thought about it like, what do you have to like study with flashcards or something? And now I just have enough experience like working with them and creating things that I know what they are. So that sort of gets back to my other point, which is that you don't have to do it all in one night. Like, you learn over time. If you just start taking things in because they interest you, reading stuff, don't worry if you can't automatically recall it the next day. Like, the stuff that sticks will stick, and your knowledge will grow from that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning.
I love that. And now, which I feel like that was a perfect segue, because I was going to say, where can people find everything that you're doing? Where can they buy your jewelry? Where can they listen to your podcast?
Yes. Everything. So my Instagram handle is Moonchild Molly. I spell Molly Mollie. And if you just look her up, then in my bio you'll see the link to my website. You'll see my crystal jewelry business's Instagram handle linked, and my podcast linked. Yes. So that's Moonchild Molly on Instagram.
Yes. Go get something from her, because they're all so beautiful. Listen to Journal Me Fine. Hearing you, Justin and Nandi, talk is so much fun. I listened to that episode with Nandi, who is one of our teachers, and I was like, this is so nice. And then there was a bit where you're talking about like other people in the class, and I was like, and he said something like, don't get offended. And I was like, I'm not offended, because I agree with everything that he's saying. But it made me feel so happy, and just like every time I watch or listen, it makes me feel like I'm with you guys, and it makes me, feel like we're not so far apart. So that's really beautiful.
Yeah. That's how I feel about your podcast too. I just like hearing you talk and seeing what's up with you. Thanks for having me on. It feels so special.
I loved having you here.
Be included.
You are. You're always included. You're always with me, baby.
Well, so are you.
And anyone out there watching or listening, thank you so much. And you can find everything I'm doing at Ashley Crap App on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I'm really just going for it. I'm really just like, why not try everything?
All of them. Yeah. Get out there.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. I'm just going to take a sip. Would you like to take a sip with me to encourage everyone to stay hydrated?
Hydrate. Cheers.
Cheers. Yum.
Mine's watered down gin.
Mine's watered down water. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.